In this video, I'll be explaining the basics of topology in Blender. So here I have this goose. He's quite nice. He's got Freddy. So even topology, I have some notes here. Even topology is the first point we're going to go over. As you can see, it's fairly even around the whole of Freddy here. So we have on the head here, there's a little bit more detail, and on the body here, there's a little bit less. But you can see like it's not like we have stuff like this going on where we have a like small amount of topology in one area. I generally don't like doing that, and it's generally seen as bad topology, so that's something you shouldn't do because it just makes animation harder and it makes modeling your model harder, and it just makes everything harder for no reason apart from it's I don't know if you know why people do that. I haven't done it in a while, so but my point being, don't do that. It's not very efficient. So second rule, if you want to make a game with lots of other people, learn a whole bunch, and have it all go to charity, all the money you make, go down to the first link in the description. It's a Discord community with lots of other people making this game. Currently we're working on Isopod Keeping Simulator, and then later we'll probably be making other games. I don't know when you're watching this, so join that, you'll learn way faster, and now back to the video. Second rule is it's hip to be square. So it's hip to be square basically means you want everything to be a square, so like 4 vertices, and not, say I subdivided this here. You can see now this goose has a slightly more detailed face. I guess it's not really more detailed, but there's more vertices there. But now this isn't a square anymore because there's 5 points. So, it's not hip to be square then. I guess it doesn't matter. So basically the goose should be made up out of lots of little squares and no more than just squares. Now the reason for this is animation reasons and also just modeling reasons. Say I want to loop cut here now, I can't do that anymore, so that's really annoying. So generally I don't subdivide much for that reason, but that's why you should keep everything square. You also shouldn't do stuff like if you end up with a shape like this, where you have another polygon on n-gon, I suppose it's called. This is no good basically. This is not what you want. You would want to, instead of doing this, you would want to probably make a loop cut here, and then you'd have some better, oh, what have I done now? But this is also something you want to avoid, I suppose, the triangle here. But yeah, point being, don't cause stuff like that. And finally, our last point with Freddy here is add complexity where necessary. So say this was, especially if this was a more high-res model, so it's slightly like PS1 style right now. But if I wanted to like make it more detailed here on the face, that would be totally fine. But you wouldn't want to like make the entire, this doesn't look very good. My point being, if you wanted to add more detail there, that would be perfectly fine, but you don't want to add detail all over the place, because if you have detail everywhere at the same time, then like this body here wouldn't have to be as detailed as the face, for example, and then you would be wasting resources, especially for games, but even for like animation, I think it might matter. I'm not sure, I just do games. So you might think this contradicts our first rule of even topology, but you want to kind of smooth out your detailedness. So say I want this face to be super detailed, and lots of loop cuts here, and it's just like a super detailed face. I wouldn't want to go from that to this. Probably want to like kind of fade it out, you know. But I would do at least. Of course, this is just an example, so it doesn't look very good. But like you want to kind of like slowly smooth out that into the rest of the goose here. So that's all I want to say here. Of course, there's more things that come to topologies, like how do you get from like a square to like 2 squares or like 4 squares. That stuff is complicated, and I'm not going to explain it here because I'm not that good at it. But you want to stick to these rules without creating anything uneven. So something I wanted to tell you here. If you want to learn more about 3D modeling, there's been a little section in this video already about my community where we make games for charity. If you want to learn more about Blender, that's the perfect place to do it. Check the link in the description for that, and see you in the next video. There we go.